Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do my first part of my wrap up for November and October. I think I got all the books here. I'm going to double check just real quick and we'll get right into it. So in October I didn't finish any books. I'm sorry about the shaking. The kitten is still playing with a pipe cleaner. Here baby. Hold on, we got you. There you go. Okay, sorry that shook for a minute there. Kitten was playing with pipe cleaner around the tripod. She's kind of cute. So this is actually going to be my October. It's going to be my first part of November, September, and October wrap up because I did not give you a September one at all, and I actually read a lot in September. So the first one I read was The Guest List by, I don't remember the author. I know the last name was Foley. That one I didn't care for very much. I gave it 3 stars. It was just, nothing shocked me, and I was hoping to be shocked. And I didn't really care for it because it didn't shock me. Again, I'm sorry for the shaking. So nothing shocked me there. One of Us Is Lying. Don't remember I will put the books around my head because these are the ones I don't have physical copies of. I borrowed them from the library. One of Us Is Lying was actually really good. I did not see that ending coming. I did not see it ending where it did. It was so good. I heard there's a sequel with the younger siblings of the first set. I don't know if I'm going to read that. I'm still kind of on the fence if I want to or not because it was perfect by itself. It was one of those books that, it can be a download. I don't need it anymore. But on the same hand, it has the drama the first one did, so kind of wish-washy on that one. I might end up reading it. We'll just have to see. And the last one was Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I am here to say I am Sarah J Maas trash, and I'm okay with that. I love everything she's written. I love Throne of Glass. I gave it 5 stars. I can't wait to finish the rest of the series. My future brother-in-law says I definitely need to read the series, and that he may be gifting them to me, which I'm excited for. Yeah, I loved it. It was interesting to see where she started, because I love ACOTAR so much that I didn't think I was going to like this one as much, but I do. And I can't wait to see how much further it goes. The ending disappointed me a little bit. I wish it had gone a different way. But, meh, we win some, you lose some. So, I really did enjoy that. So, in September, I also finished Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa. I'm not even going to try to say that last name. This one is a YA fantasy where the princess of this kingdom is poisonous to the touch. And so she can't touch anybody, and the way the story goes is her mother made her that way to protect her. The story goes that her mother freed. Okay, so the story goes her mother freed a monster, a girl from a monster, and the monster cursed her into her firstborn child would be poisonous, and so the princess is poisonous. It kind of goes off from there. This has really good LGBT asterisk rep because she never says that I'm bisexual, but she does start to have feelings for a boy and then ends up having feelings for a girl as well. So it's kind of that ambiguous, that sexuality is fluid, and that you may not be one or the other. You don't have to label yourself. I really did enjoy that. This book, I think I ended up giving it 4 stars. 4 stars, I believe. I gave it 4 stars. It was quick. It was easy to get through. I really, really enjoyed it. The twists and turns were something I didn't see coming. But on the same hand, I felt like the princess could have been more fleshed out, is the way I want to put it. Her character wasn't as fleshed out as it needed to be. I barely remember anything about her. I remember more about her lady love than her. So that's just how it ended up. Her as a protagonist, I just didn't care for. So I ended up giving it 4 stars. Next, I finished Dorothy Must Die by Daniel Page. This one I ended up giving 5 stars. I actually really enjoyed this. I started listening to the second one, but the library needed it back, so I'm going to continue the series. I found this super interesting. I heard a lot of people say it's awful, but I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing the fact that the wicked, just because they're wicked doesn't mean they're the bad guys. Like, they're trying to genuinely save the world, even though they call themselves the wicked. And what is her name? Oh, dear Lord, baby Jesus. No, hold on. Oh, why can't I think of her name now? Amy. There it is. Okay. So Amy is from Kansas, and one night, basically, a tornado runs through her trailer park and picks her up and drops her in Oz. No one knows how she got there. She didn't know how she got there, and it's not the Oz she thought it would be. It's not this happy-go-lucky, I fell on the witch and now the witch is dead, they're thanking me. No, it is a twisted, demented version of Oz. And she ends up, like, walking and trying to figure out what's going on. She gets locked up into the palace, and things kind of take off from there. It's so good. I have to say, it was really good. I gave it 5 stars. I did listen to it, did not physically read it. And I wonder if that changed my experience and why I loved it so much and everyone else seems to dislike it. I grew up watching Wizard of Oz and The Wiz. I want to say it's The Wiz. The one that has the all African American cast. I watched both of those. Loved them. Loved the story. So to read this demented version of it was just awesome. Again, I gave that 5 stars. Next, we're going to move on to the books I finished October, November. Some of these I've started before and just haven't finished them till now. And I'm going to say the best for last, the one I'm going to gush about the longest for last. But the first one I finished was European Trial for the Monstrous Gentlewoman by Theodora Goss. I love this series. I love these girls. I love this book. It was slower than the last one. It wasn't as action-packed as the first one, and so I did not finish it as quickly as the first one. But the girls are together, and they still bicker, and they still do everything I love. I absolutely love this. I wish we had gotten more time with the new characters and gotten to know them a little bit better like we did the girls. And I wish they had got to say, like the first original 5 do. I wish they had got to say and like butting in and stuff like the other ones did, because that I truly enjoyed. But I did love this. So if you don't know what the series is about, it is about a Mary Jekyll who her mother passes away, and you find out in the very, very beginning of the book. Like, the beginning starts out her at her mother's funeral, and she goes to see her mother's financial advisor, and her advisor's like, "Hey, you're broke." And Harry goes, "But she had a dowry. It was a lifetime dowry. It's only good for her while she's alive. Now that she's dead, you broke. But there's this Hyde your mom's been paying for to live in this home. You could go get them and save that money if you want." So Mary decides that's what I'm going to do. Mr. Hyde has been accused of murder, and there's a reward for his capture out. So she thinks, I found Mr. Hyde. I can go get him, turn him in, get the money I need to live. And it kind of takes off from there. I will say you find out in the very next chapter, the Hyde she finds is not the Hyde she thinks it is. It is actually her sister, which is super interesting. Jekyll and Hyde, of course. I will say that the other thing in this book was super interesting is that Sherlock Holmes is in, not so much this one, but he's in the first one a lot. He's in both of them. He's in the series, and the Whitechapel murders are happening, and Mary goes to help him solve them. And it kind of plays in, which is super interesting to me. Thank you, brother. I find anything to do with the Jack the Ripper's time and Jack the Ripper himself, super, super interesting. So I loved this, and I loved the girls, and I cannot wait to get book 3 in my hands. And of course, I gave this 5 stars. What's new? Next, I reread Fallen by Lauren Kate. I love this. I did not remember any of this. I remembered that, and do not read this, I don't want to spoil it. I remember what he was, but that's all I really remembered. And I loved it. I'm gonna listen to the second one. I listened to this one on a trip to see a friend of mine. It's a 2-hour drive there and 2-hour drive back. So I just turned the audiobook on double speed and, flew through this in my drive. I absolutely loved every minute of this. It was wonderful. If you don't know what this is about, it's about Luce, she goes out to party with her friends one night, and the guy she's interested in, they go off, they're like flirting and talking, and all of a sudden he like explodes and there's a fire. Luce survives it, and everyone thinks she murdered him. There's no proof that she murdered him. There's no evidence confirming this at all, and so her parents send her to a alternative school to live because she supposedly killed this boy. And she meets Daniel, who can't stand her, wants nothing to do with her, and she's like, what did I do to you? Why are you like mean mugging me from over there? And it kind of takes off from there. It's a really good series. It is very much a like early 2000s series. There's some tropes in here you might not want to read, but I honestly loved it, and I can't wait to continue because I don't remember what happened after this book at all. And I know I finished them all, but I don't remember what happened, so I'm excited to read the next one. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I loved it, and it's just not something... Now I'm rethinking that. I finished it a couple weeks ago. I think I would now give it 5 stars because I would reread this over and over again. And I would totally read this over and over again. So definitely I would give it 5 stars. I will say that is the one thing that if I give a book 5 stars, it means I want to reread it. I'm going to reread it a couple times. I'm going to love it. It's going to stay on my shelf forever because I love it that much. So next to last is Midnight Sun by Stephenie Meyer. If you're here for me to hate on this book, it's not happening. I actually love this, and I hope she does more. Well, excuse that. The cat jumped on my book cart. I actually love this. You can roast me in the comments. I loved every minute of this. Literally. Getting to see how jealous Rosalie really is. Getting to see Alice and Jasper and their minds and how they work and how they are as a family. I loved it. My 13-year-old is happy. Like, my 13-year-old self is so happy right now with this. I am giving it 5 stars. I am going to reread it. I loved every minute of it. I can't wait for her to do the rest because I want to see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to reread New Moon pretty soon because I haven't reread them since the beginning. And I did read and finish Twilight. I don't remember if I talked to you guys about it. I did read and finish Twilight and gave it 5 stars too. I guess I'm just, trash for Sarah J. Maas too. Or trash for Stephenie Meyer too because I honestly love this. And before you come for me, he is stalkery. He is creepy. But here's my thought on that. Edward is so creepy and stalkery because he is a vampire. Now, you have to admit, when you're like a teenager and you fall in your first love, you are obsessed. The first time you can't go see them or your mom tells you no, you're not going, you bawl and throw a freaking fit. Admit it. Go ahead, pause this video. Admit it. Don't you? Every other sense of his is heightened. Every other emotion he has is heightened. Why wouldn't that one be? Why wouldn't his obsession be heightened? Huh? Because I know I get that way. When I'm feeling somebody and I really want to be in the relationship with them, they're my sole focus. Everybody else gets cut out, and they're it. Do you not? Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. So 5 stars, and absolutely loved it. I'm not cutting this right out of this video because this is so much fun. So 5 stars. I loved this so much. And I annotated the crap out of it, and I can't wait to reread it and read my thoughts. Next and last, I stayed up till 3 a.m. finishing this book. And cried, laughed, cried some more, was angry. Yeah, I stayed up till 3 a.m. finishing this book, and that is Sarah J. Maas's House of Earth and Blood. I need the next one. Miss Mass, if you're watching this, I want the next one now, please. In my hand. I don't want to wait till next year. Don't want to wait till November next year. Even if that is the date, because Goodreads could lie. Just saying. If you've not read this, why not? Why not? Because I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I took it really slow, and I'm so happy I did. I'm going to reread. Okay, so this is about Bryce. And Bryce lives in a world where all creatures kind of live. There's angels, there's shifters, there's lessers. And the lessers are like animals who are animals but smart, almost. They're mer people. There's mer people. There are mer people here, okay? And Bryce is roommates with a wolf named Danka. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. I've been pronouncing it in my head Danka this entire time. Danka is the alpha of the pack. Oh, she's the alpha of her pack, which I can't even think of what the name is now. Dear Lord, baby, Jesus, is one of those days. Pack of Devils. That's what it is, a Pack of Devils. So Danka is the alpha of the Pack of Devils. Her levels for her power, because they do levels and stuff, and her levels for her power are like succeeding every other wolf. She's picked to be the next prime, which is like the leader of all the wolves. And she's a shifter. And shifters can be, when you're a shifter, you can shift into almost any animal. There are shifters that are butterflies that shift into being a butterfly. There's shifters that shift into like different dogs and stuff. Not so much a wolf, but like a panther, a big cat and things like that. There are shifters that are birds, which are really, really cool, I think. I think so. And so she lives with Danka, and one night her and Danka and the Pack of Devils are all hanging out or whatever. They're doing their pack night. They do it once a week. They have a pack night, and Bryce is on her way to go on to a date. Danka says she didn't go. One of the pack members, which I don't think he's like the beta or anything like that. He may have been the beta. I don't remember. Anyways, he really has feelings for her or whatever. She goes on a date, ends up breaking with her boyfriend, which you learn this all in the first 60 pages. If I give you a synopsis and it has more detail than the actual thing does, it's because I give you the first 60 pages of the book. And so she goes on this date or whatever, ends up breaking up with him and deciding to do something else, basically. And she goes out and parties and everything. And that's when crap really hits the fan. The other main character is Hunt. Hunt is they call him, they tell you? No, they don't. They don't tell you that he is, okay. So Hunt is a fallen angel, and what happened was when the angels fought, the losing side became slaves, and he has like a thing around his head that keeps his power in check, and he has slave marks on his hand and everything. And him and Bryce's paths cross. And that's kind of where the book goes. I'm not going to tell you anymore because I will start to cry. I want to say that this book ripped my heart out within the first 100 pages. I cried and cried and cried and put it down. I couldn't finish. I couldn't keep going because it ripped my heart out so much. But I got over myself and finished. And guys, I love this so much. I read 400 pages of this book in a night. I was going to go to bed. I usually go to bed about 10 o'clock because I have to be at work at 9 a.m. and I usually get up at 6:30 to do all my to-do-ins. And so at like 11, I was still awake and just couldn't sleep. So I thought, I'm going to read a little bit more. And then the house got cold. So I come in to my book room where my heater is and turned it on and laid on the floor with this book. Thought, I'm just going to read for like 10, 15 minutes, let the house warm up, and I'll go to bed. I looked up again, it was 3 a.m. and I had finished and I was crying. And I still had over half this book left. I loved it so much, and I am having such a book hangover. I don't want to pick anything else up. I'm currently reading Queen of Air and Darkness and not really feeling it. All I want to do is go read this some more. Like, I want to reread through my favorite scenes. So yeah, I love this. I gave this 5 stars, and I've now gushed enough, I think. If you've not read this, I highly suggest it. I would say it's better than Avatar. Shoot me. It's fine. If I had to rate my Sarah J. Maas series right now, like in this moment, it would be this one, ACOTAR, and then Throne of Glass. I have been told I'm wrong about Throne of Glass and that I may re-rank those when I finish it, but right now, this is on top, and I need the next one. I need the next one. So those are all the books I was able to finish in the last couple months. I will say that I've not been reading as much as I usually do. It's been tough. Life has not been easy lately. And I haven't been vlogging at all. I'm hopefully going to change that, but we'll see. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed listening to me gush about some of my favorite books over the last few months, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye, guys.